Hey YouTube. Alright, this is Jayda's 5 to 6 month updates. Hi. Say hi YouTube. Okay, it is May 25th, 2011, and we have this really big storm system coming. My electricity went off once already, and I was like, oh my gosh. So we're kind of just waiting it out. It is like 10:30. It's past her bedtime. Let's go into her 5th month of life and kind of what went on and things like that. I'm gonna read off my paper here. Things she was doing. Is it you? Is it you? I think she was doing, she was definitely reaching for objects. So I would hold an object to her and she would reach out for it if it was interesting to her. And she was really grasping it firm and things like that. Still slobbering, still teething at the time. So it was, she would chew on the things. It could be rubber, it could be a little bit harder like a rattle, and she would definitely chew on those and just gum those things down. So that's why she loved to grab those objects, really colorful. She loved to squeal. She would experiment with different sounds, and once she found that she liked that sound, she would do it all the time for like 3 or 4 days. So right now she's in the stage. So, and then she does that. She's 7 months right now, but she does the that's her thing right now. We'll talk about that later in my next update for her 7th and 8th month. Get down, baby. Sorry, I have a cat over here. So she's definitely experiment with her sounds, and she's still doing that at 7 months. So she started doing that about 5 months, really experimenting with the octaves and the different, you know, how her mouth forms different words or sounds, things like that. Will you wiggle worm? Wiggle worm, seriously. Can I do this? Let's see. Smiling a lot, as you see, she smiles all the time. I remember her first couple months of life, she would not smile for anything. She didn't start smiling until like maybe her 3rd month, I swear to you. So to have her smile all the time, and just when she wakes up in the morning, you have a boogie on your hand the size of Mount Olympus. OMG. Okay, this is so gross. I don't know if you guys can see that, but if I hold it still, you can kind of see how it's raised up a little bit. That's a big old booger. She has had the worst colds, I swear to you. And when I do our next update for 7 to 8 months, I would tell you how many times I went to the hospital for a I scheduled a doctor's appointment for her sicknesses, because she's been just a lot of snot and coughing, and I was afraid something was going wrong, but it was just the changing weather. Our weather has been ridiculous. Let's see. Turning in the direction of her voice. So if I would say her name, or if my husband would come into the room, she would definitely turn to him. I know when she would breastfeed and he would come in or he'd say something, she'd like stop, pop the boob out her mouth and look at me. Sleeping through the night, she's still doing that. It's going really well. She's only woke up a few times in the past, probably 3 months. So probably from between month 5 and month 7 to where she is now. She's only woke up a couple times, if that, but mostly for teething issues, or if she'd get cold and she kicked the blanket off, she would cry out, so I'd come in there and cover her back up, put her back to sleep, she'd be fine. You have a booger on your shirt? No, you don't. Okay, it's tag. At this time, she was still only rolling over one way at 5 months, and it was from front to back. That was her big thing. She was able to do that, so at that time, she was still only doing that. And she was already bearing weight on her legs, and she was still doing it great at the time, and she still is right now. So that was another milestone that I saw at that age. We also started solids at 5 months, and we went in at a 4-month checkup. We saw a nurse practitioner at the time, and she had said, you know, she's a breastfed baby. Will you stop? You kick that over? She was a breastfed baby. She is a breastfed baby. So the nurse said, you know, don't start solids until like 5 months, because she was also a preemie. So don't start solids until about 5 months. And then when I went in for our appointment with the doctor at 6 months, he had said, well, we could have waited till even 6 months to start solids, because breast milk is usually great for sustenance until about 6 months when they start needing solid food. But we went ahead and started with 5 months. We only experimented really with rice cereal, and I'll do a separate vlog about how we started solids and what we did and how she's doing thus far and things like that. So okay, let's get back to what I was talking about. So we started solids at 5 months, and she also continued to have breast milk, and she would have about, I would say 3 to 4 ounces every setting, and she would eat that about She would eat breast milk maybe 6-7 times a day. So she's really cut down with her breastfeeding just because solids have been filling up her stomach. So that's one thing I've seen. But I will discuss that in a breastfeeding vlog, so I don't want to get too much into that. Alright, let's go to the 6th month. I know. I'm going to feed you and you're going to go to bed. At 6 months, we had a doctor's visit. Is that right? We had a doctor's visit for her shots, her 3rd set of shots. And she weighed 15 pounds, 8 ounces. And she was 25 inches long. So from the 4-month mark to the 6-month mark, she gained 2 pounds, 3 ounces. Psh, psh, psh. And then she also gained half an inch in height. And I asked the doctor, you know, over 2 months, she's getting half an inch. Isn't that, like, not good? And he said, usually babies will either gain one way or they'll gain the other. So, first she was gaining, height-wise really quickly. Now she's gaining weight really quickly. So, let's see. So, that was the doctor's visit. And her shots went great. She does well with them. Usually once she gets the shots, though, she wants to cry and hold on to you and everything, which babies do. I mean, they want that that coddling and that security, so she definitely clings to me during that time after she gets her shots. No. No. Look at the blinking light. It blinks when you hit a certain button, so she likes that. At that time, she started to sit without support for brief periods of time. I was able to pull her to a sitting position, and she would stay like that for a while, and then she would kind of topple over in one direction. So that was the beginning of her sitting without support, which we were really happy about that. She looked for dropped objects when she would drop something. If she was sitting on the couch with me, usually I have her facing me on the love seat. If she would drop something off the side, she would, look over and be like, where'd it go? Mommy, I want that. So I'd go wash it off and bring it back. But she was able to look and say, okay, I dropped this. It went in this direction. Let me go find it. And also at 6 months, she started daycare during the day. She goes 4 days a week because I have my practicum and I work at an agency that deals with mental health issues. So I'm there a lot of the days, during the days, and then I pick her up and we come home probably about, I would say maybe 2 or 3 p.m. So she's there from probably 9 to 3, 9 to most times. So she did great at daycare. She's still doing great. I mean, she adjusted good. She's a good baby. She falls asleep when they need her to fall asleep. She needs a nap. She goes right to sleep in their little cribs. Okay, so that's what's going on with her 5 to 6 month update. Everybody stay safe, and if the tornado is in your area or severe storms are in your area, make sure you just know the proper protocol and what to do. And like I said, just stay safe. And for those families who have already been through a lot of the tornadoes this season and have lost loved ones, my prayers go out to your families and things like that. And I hope you can rebuild from where you were. And yeah, I'll keep you guys in my prayers. Okay? All right. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. High five. Give me a high five for YouTube. High five. High five. She didn't pay attention to me. She usually does this. High five. Jayda. High five. High five. High five. Oh, so she gives it to my face. That's messed up. High five. Good girl. Woo! We clapping for you. One more time. High five. Good girl. Now she does it. That's my girl. Alright, look out for the 6 to 7 month update. Or 7 to 8 month update by YouTube.